Hello and welcome back everyone. Andy Bryan here again from the Soul Pathway, and today within this video I wanted to speak with you all about raising your consciousness and awareness and shifting the story at which you live by. And the reason I'm sharing this video with you today is because over the past couple of weeks and months I've had many insights into how we can begin shifting our consciousness and awareness into a better place, so that we can heighten our vibration and our frequency and step into who we truly are, or who we are meant to be. And I want to more specifically jump into what that means first of all, because in the spiritual communities we often talk about raising our vibration. And yes, that is exactly what we want to do. But what does that truly mean? For me, raising our vibration is all about shifting our consciousness and awareness around situations and experiences in our lives, or shifting our consciousness as a whole to a higher level of consciousness where we're operating from our higher selves. And we're moving away from those lower vibrational frequencies that no longer serve us. Those old patterns, old behaviors, old situations you find yourself in that don't serve you and don't hold your higher self in alignment with who you are and what you want to do in your life. Because for me, raising consciousness and awareness is all about shifting our perspective on these situations in our lives so that we can operate from that higher vibrational frequency. And I wanted to bring into mind, my background in research with regards to clinical hypnosis and hypnotherapy here, because for me that helps not only myself understand what it is that we're going through, but also can help you to understand what it is you're experiencing so that you can shift your own consciousness around situations and experiences within your own life. So it's said that consciously we can take in 7 to 9 bits of information at any given moment. So when we think about that, we think about all of our conditioned mindset and our beliefs and our programming. We are living by that, and these are the thoughts that are held within our mind each and every day and each and every moment. And it's even said that throughout a whole day, the thoughts that we have are very much repeated throughout the day, which is very, very interesting. So in many ways, it's been said that we don't have a new thought or many new thoughts every day. They are just repeated thoughts from past experiences. So with that, it's important to become present within who we are, which revolves around mindfulness and meditation, so that we can bring new thoughts into awareness and begin to shift our consciousness. Because when we look at our unconsciously we can take in hundreds of thousands of bytes of information at any given moment. So when we think about that, we start to realize that it's actually our unconscious that is holding all of the things that we desire and want in our lives. And yet what we're doing is we're operating through the conditions of society, our conditioned mindset, our conditioned ego. And we're not really stepping into who we truly are or who we want to be. And that is where we need to look at our unconscious, go within ourselves and begin shifting the story at which we live by. And for me, I just wanted to share it from a deeper experience, because I'll be honest with you and I'll say, within my own life and some of the experiences that I've been going through, I've been looking at myself and looking through some of the experiences and thinking, cut the crap. Stop repeating these patterns, these stories in which we live by, because we think about repeated patterns. And what are repeated patterns? Repeated patterns are the stories at which we live by each and every day. Because we go through our lives, we go through certain experiences, and these experiences, start to formulate stories, create stories in our minds of how things are supposed to be, how experiences are supposed to go in our lives. And yet we repeat those patterns and cycles because we believe that is how things are supposed to be for us. And yet that is not true at all, because that is only our conditioned mindset, our conditioned beliefs. And if we continue to go along by our conditioned behaviors and beliefs, we'll repeat that cycle and behavior. We will repeat that story in our lives. So what do we need to do in order to go about changing that? We need to go deep within ourselves. We need to discover who we are, what it is that we want and desire in our lives. And we need to step into that place of the shadow. Our shadow is, for me, that gold mine where all the beauty and all the love lies. Because, the shadow is where our suppressed emotions and our experiences lie. And often these can be deep and traumatic experiences. There is no doubt about that. And it can be hard to go to that place. But when we do have the courage to go to that place, and we can start to be honest with ourselves, that is when we can begin to shift our stories. Because our stories come from our traumas. Our stories come from that hurt, that deep, dark pain that we've experienced in the past. So what we need to do is delve deep within our shadow, be honest and truthful with ourselves, and allow ourselves to be vulnerable in the experiences that we're going through, so that we can shift the story at which we live by, so that we can start cutting the crap and saying, look, this is what I truly want in my life. This is what I truly desire. And I'm going to go after what it is that I want. I'm going to step into who I truly am. But raising our consciousness and awareness is going into that place of the unconscious, to shed light on the darkness, to bring the darkness to light in order to heal, to reintegrate. We have our ego, our self, and our shadow. In our shadow lies the gold and the beauty that is already there. But you can only find that golden beauty once you learn to heal the deeper, darker aspects within yourself that you hold within. That dark pain, that trauma. It's essential for each and every one of us to go there. And for me, I've had lots of different experiences with regards to healing. For me, shamanic healing has been incredibly transformative. Had a big transformative healing session with a good friend of mine in San Diego, who was instrumental in shifting my consciousness and awareness within the situations and experiences within my own life. And through shamanic practice, what I was able to do is find out what that deeper wound was, find out what that pain was, and at the same time shed light on that story which I was perpetuating in my life, because I felt like, I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy, I didn't want to be seen. Very, very interesting with regards to looking at that. But in order to shift our consciousness, we need to go to that place of the shadow and honor and love that aspect. And I don't believe the shadow is a bad part of us at all. I believe it's the beauty that lives within. But as I said, we've got our ego, ourself, and our shadow. We need to learn what conditions and patterns of the ego has shaped who we are, and have formed those patterns that are held within the shadow, that have formed some of those traumas, because it's all come from some form of conditioning and behavior. And then we need to look at our unconscious self, unconscious desires, motivations, beliefs, what is calling our soul and what we truly love. And it comes from that unconscious self. So it's looking within that place as well. But shifting our consciousness and awareness will allow us to heighten our vibration and our frequency. And, you know, consciousness is everything. Consciousness is truly everything. And I know I've been rambling a bit in this video, but I just felt it was really essential for me to talk about this subject today, because we often don't think about that. We speak about love and light a lot in the spiritual communities and stepping into your light, yet we don't speak about embracing the shadow. And the shadow is important for shifting that story, because that is where our stories lie. Yeah. So what I will say is, thank you for listening today. I know it's been a bit of a rambling video, but again, I felt it was essential to speak about that. Think about those stories at which you live by and how you can begin cutting the crap, getting true and honest with yourself, and start changing those stories into a positive and influential story that will transform yourself and your life. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you.